She looks at her phone, waiting for your reaction. She knows perfectly well that frustration is burning you up inside, and that you are about to make the same mistake you always make. You feel the void. Do you really want to give her the power to destroy your dignity once again? Many choose impulsivity. They block in anger, or they beg in desperation. Both options reveal the exact same weakness, a total inability to tolerate the pain of rejection. When was the last time a tantrum ever won you back anyone's respect? Master your impulses. Reclaim your center. If you are ready to stop acting like a desperate man and begin your path of stoic temperance, like this video and subscribe to Dark Illusion right now to never miss these lessons. The change begins in your mind. Are you committed to reclaiming the respect you deserve today? Silence is different. It is a decision. It represents the boundary where your self-worth becomes non-negotiable in the face of someone else's whims. You don't need to shout. Why do you insist on giving your attention to someone who decided to walk away? She is looking for validation. She expects your text. She expects to see a hint on your social media or a photo of you pretending to be happy. Her strategy falls apart. What happens? When that certainty suddenly vanishes, pursuit generates distance. The other person runs. The American psychologist John Gottman, famous for his studies on human relationships, identified that emotional pursuit always generates more distance. When you pursue, she flees. Why would you want to run after someone who has turned their back on you? Desperation is felt. It reeks of weakness. It is a biological repellent that destroys any trace of attraction in the female brain. The game is over. Are you willing to take control of your destiny today? Blocking is a lie. It is a mistake. Blocking her is screaming to the world that you care far too much about what she does or fails to do. You reveal your pain. Who are you trying to fool? With that digital wall, scarcity generates value. Cialdini explains it. The psychologist Robert Cialdini, an expert on the psychology of influence, details that we value what is scarce and difficult to obtain. When you block her, you prove you are affected. She will know she won. She will know your peace of mind depends on a simple button in an app. Is that the kind of man you want to be? The Stoic is different. He stands firm. The true Stoic man becomes a rock upon which the waves crash, without leaving a trace. His contact remains. Isn't it more powerful to be immune to her presence than to run away from it? She looks for your reaction. She visits your profile. Instead, she finds absolute nothingness and a life continuing its natural course. Your silence speaks. What do you think passes through her mind at that exact instant? Her ego fractures. She begins to doubt. She starts to wonder if she was really as important in your life as her mind led her to believe. The void suffocates her. This journey towards self-mastery requires courage, brother. If you want to keep receiving these uncomfortable, yet necessary truths, make sure you are subscribed to Dark Illusion and leave your like, so the algorithm understands your change. Are you going to keep feeding her ego at the expense of yours? Rejection hurts physically. Baumeister proved it. The psychologist Roy Baumeister deeply researched the impact of social rejection and discovered that it activates the exact same brain areas as real physical pain. Your silence is exclusion. She will feel that void as a direct blow to her self-esteem that she cannot ignore. There is nothing more humiliating for a manipulative mind than irrelevance. Do you understand now why your inaction is your most powerful weapon, or biology betrays us? We seek the pack. The evolutionary psychologist David Buss has extensively documented how the fear of rejection is coded into our primitive DNA. Since ancient times, to be excluded meant to die. Your ancient brain believes your survival is in danger when she walks away from you. But are we still on the African savannah? Instinct is wrong. You react with panic today. That survival mechanism becomes a self-sabotaging trap. That destroys your masculine attraction. She senses your fear. And fear, brother, is the exact opposite of the magnetism. A man of value must project. By learning to master this instinctive impulse, you rise above the average. Are you ready to master your mind? Validation is addictive. You were her provider. Every time you responded to her whims, you handed her a massive dose of free attention that fed her vanity. Her brain wanted dopamine. She did not want you, she wanted the chemical effect that your submissive attention triggered. By stopping your responses, you cut off that supply line instantly. How do you think her ego will react? To the lack of dopamine, emotional withdrawal begins. The void hurts. Absolute silence generates a vacuum that her mind will try to fill at all costs through constant fantasy and endless doubt. She will begin to doubt. She will feel the irrational urgency to seek you out, just to check if the dose is still available on her phone. But you are no longer a provider of cheap validation. Why would you give away your time to someone who does not value you? You suffer the loss. You cling to the past. Many men keep begging because they suffer from what psychologists call the sunk cost fallacy in their relationships. They feel they invested too much. They believe stepping back means losing everything they built with effort and time. They prefer to keep losing their dignity rather than accept that the game is over. Do you want to spend the rest of your days begging for crumbs of attention? The Stoic cuts his losses. He redirects his energy. If a business is not profitable, you do not keep injecting capital, hoping it will magically change. You withdraw your attention. A man of value knows when to walk away, with his head held high and his dignity intact. His silence is the response of the strong. What are you building? While she amuses herself with your desperation, begging kills attraction. It destroys your value. When you kneel, you become a broken toy in her hands that she can discard. She will feel pity. But pity only generates a deep repulsion for your lack of boundaries and self-character. If you are not capable of walking away when you are not respected, you are inviting abuse. Do you really believe that pity can generate attraction? Look at yourself in the mirror. Remember who you were. You were a man with goals, with strength, with a clear path to walk. Before this obsession, she did not give you your value, therefore, she does not have the power to take it away from you. Stoicism teaches us that the only real control we possess is over our own reactions. If you control your reaction, you control the situation completely. Are you going to keep handing over your peace in exchange for an empty message? Panic changes sides. She notices. She will start sending you casual messages, asking how you are, or inventing some ridiculous excuse to get your attention. These are emotional hooks. They are baits designed to test if you are still responding to her whims, like a loyal dog. If you respond immediately, the spell will be broken, and she will regain absolute control. Do you have the strength required to ignore the siren song? Stand firm, always. Do not give explanations. Your time is an expensive resource, and your attention is a privilege she lost when she treated you poorly. Never argue. Debate is for those who believe they can negotiate the respect that belongs to them by right. Respect is not negotiated. It is imposed with your absolute absence and your unshakable silence. Why would you speak to someone who does not value your voice? The ultimate transformation does not happen overnight, but it begins today. Join the Dark Illusion community by subscribing now and give this video a like as your first pact of silence and power. This channel is not for the weak who seek easy comfort. It is for men who decide to temper their character in the fire of discipline and self-love. Are you ready To stop being the victim of your own story, walk with a firm step. Your silence is music. There is no anger in your heart, only a cold, mature determination to never lower yourself for anyone again. She will feel it. Your environment will feel it, and most importantly, you will feel the return of your inner power. At this exact moment, she looks at her phone, but this time, the silence she finds is the reflection of